For 3-minute rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the multicolored shorts at the weight he scaled 11 stone and 14 ounces. Tonight is his 34th professional appearance, presenting from Warminster, Paul Cummings. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the red, gold and white colored shorts. At the weight he scaled 10 stone, 9 pounds, 12 ounces. From one contest, he has one win. Presenting from the Ali Final camp via his home city here of Liverpool, Whelan. Ladies and gentlemen, we do apologise. There's a slight delay whilst we attach some more tape to Lee Whelan's glove. Timekeeper at the bell from this one is Chris O'Connor from somewhere near Witness, and our referee in charge of the action, the always fine Mr. Jamie Kirkpatrick from somewhere near Preston. 4 3-minute rounds, any moment now.
Just getting a little bit more tape on Lee Whelan's right glove here. I think a few of the laces are just showing. Nothing to worry about. Paul Cummings waiting patiently opposite corner. Second fight of the night here, 10 fights for you tonight. First one's gone. Courtney Chadwick beat Michael Horrobin pretty impressively there, we thought. Night's going to culminate with Mason Cartwright, who I don't think I've ever seen in a boring fight, fighting Edvinas Poplauskas. Poplauskas gave Chris Jenkins a real good fight recently. He gave Liam Taylor, the mandatory for a British title, a good fight recently. So Poplauskas is going to come and have a go at Mason Cartwright, but Mason can be very exciting. Yep, Arnie Parnell's finished his housekeeping.
Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. 4 3-minute rounds.
Both know the rules. The punches up, watch your heads on the inside, obey my commands at all times, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck to you both.
Nice solid stance Lee Whelan, hasn't he? He holds himself well. Cummings a bit more circumspect than little Michael Horrobin was in that first opener. I think he'll be aware of Lee Whelan and what he can do. You know, bit of a good reputation Whelan's building.
You speak to Arnie about Lee and all you get is good things.
Yeah, certainly tremendous condition as well, isn't he? Arnie pushes the conditioning over there in the new gym in Failsworth. Looks in good shape, Whelan. Nice fast hands there as well. Really going for the feints here, Cummings. You know, if Whelan can just draw something or force him into covering up, he's going to have some success here as this fight goes on.
It's been all Whelan in the early stages, hasn't it, John?
Yeah, Cummings not really doing much to dissuade him at all. Pretty much like that first fight we saw where Chadwick chose to get close. You know, Cummings is going to have to use that jab here if he's going to keep Lee Whelan at bay. Just the second fight for Lee Whelan. Back in March, he got his career auto winning start. He beat Dylan Draper on points. It's just his second professional fight, so the nerves will still be there, won't they? You know, he won't have shaken those out of his system just yet.
No, definitely not, John. It takes a while, doesn't it? When you turn over, it does take a while to sort of get used to the pro game because it's entirely different to the amateur setup. But Whelan's one that I think will adapt quickly.
I think we can tell which side of Liverpool he's sports football wise, can't we, from the shorts he's wearing?
Definitely, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't got the number 6 on his shorts somewhere.
Nice bit of variety here from Whelan. Your left uppercut's going in, working the body as well. But most of it's just stemming from that jab.
Good solid grounding as well. Boxing off the jab at all times.
Try and catch a word, see what Arnie Farnell's saying in the corner. Don't forget, send your comments in. Facebook stream, Twitch, Twitter, #VIP Boxing Live. No other action on tonight, so get everyone to tune in. James Kane, you're the expert guest here, Foz, working for Boxing News. James Kane's asking who's, nice and quick before the next round starts, who's going to win the rematch between Joshua and Ruiz?
I think if Joshua's on it, I think it's difficult to see past him regaining his titles. But if there's any sort of issue, I think he struggles against Ruiz, because Ruiz in the biggest moment of his life was ice cold and took his opportunity when he needed to.
Do you know what I think the biggest issue was last weekend for Anthony Joshua?
Go on.
The fact that he had a very good fighter opposite him.
You're spot on.
Anyway, into round 2 here. Lee Whelan. Arnie was just telling him to just throw to the body and then come over the top with the right hand. So we'll just see if he can see the opportunity to do that. Hi David MT, watching over in America. There it is, just trying there, wasn't he? Just a feint and then right over the top. He tries it again, Whelan gets through it with the right hand this time. Paul Cummings isn't giving him anything to work with at all. Whelan, he's having to force every little opening himself, isn't he? Cummings is not giving him a single thing to go with.
No, Cummings is tugging up and trying to smother any little bit of work that Lee's trying to get off. And in a way, Paul's having a lot of success in doing that, but it's not allowing Lee to get any work off whatsoever, is it?
Right hand, but Farnell was just calling for him between rounds. He's landed a couple of times here. He's just picked it well, Whelan.
A fighter who listens to his coach, I like it.
He's just trying to change his angles there around the body, you know. Real difficult thing to do. It's one of those things that's pretty easy to nail on the bag, but to do it in a fight's pretty tricky, and good that Whelan was feeling confident there enough to try that. Some nice shots in, right into the solar plexus, not so much aimed around the ribs really. Seems to have been trying to land the body shots right down the middle. Seems to have had a good effect on Cummings. Good crowd just starting to fill up now here at the Olympia. Elliot?
I love it when the Olympia's busy, John.
Decent crowd starting to fill in now. Well, that's definitely 2 rounds in the bank for Lee Whelan. As we said, he's having to force the action here against Paul Cummings, not giving him anything to work with. Let us know what you think of Whelan. Next up after this fight, we've got Brian Phillips. He's going to be fighting Liam Richards. Then Nathan Bennett fighting Carl Turney. And taking us to the halfway point of the evening, we're going to have Nathan Corliss.
10 seconds, scores.
Nathan Corliss is fighting Dmitry Kalinovsky. But first of all, we've got to get to the third round here of Lee Whelan against Paul Cummings.
Round 3.
He's just got those gloves glued to the side of his head. Whelan must be just going to the body to try and draw those hands down.
It's good to see that Lee hasn't allowed frustration to creep in, you know, with being unable to get any shots off. It's good that he's sticking to the game plan and just working away rather than getting frustrated and struggling.
There's a right to the body again, just switch your left hook down the middle. There you go, just switch the angles nicely. That left hook just down to a pit of the stomach seems to be the most promising shot here for Lee Whelan.
It's a shot that's worked previously in the fight, isn't it, John? And it's something that I'm sure he'll try again before his second fight in the pro ranks is out.
For stepping around, you know, it's something you add to and add to and add to every time. You know, he's just stepping around to the right and sinking the left up to a pit of the stomach. As Lee gets used to as he becomes more natural to it, he'll then start stepping around to the left and putting the right into the pit of the stomach. That's just something you can add to the sequence every time. Just start building up and building up. Ricky Hatton became an absolute expert at it.
He did, yeah, and obviously you've got the Manchester connection here with Arnie, but Lee is Lee's boxed brilliantly up to now with what he's been able to work with, and he's got a bright future.
Yeah, started off training in Failsworth with Arnie Farnell up in the old mill, but Arnie's just moved probably less than a mile down the road now. So Lee Whelan's like the most talented and main pro in there at the moment. Certainly looks like he's got a good future as well, like you just said earlier.
When I heard about Lee going pro, I was quite surprised, to be honest, that he'd gone with Arnie, but it seems to have worked out well up to now. It looks like a fruitful partnership.
Yeah, it's been a regular stream, that, hasn't it? You know, at one point Arnie had quite a few lads from Liverpool training with him.
He did, yeah. He had Bellew at a point, didn't he? He's had plenty, hasn't he, Arnie? Paul Butler's another one, yeah.
It's up to the world title.
Yeah. Incidentally, it was 5 years ago yesterday that Butler won that IBF world title.
Time flies, doesn't it? There we go, another round in the bank there for Lee Whelan. His first time out, he didn't drop around against Dylan Draper, and so far, he's done the same again. Nothing to pick faults with here from Lee Whelan, I don't think, either tonight.
Not really, and I think Arnie will be really pleased with what he's seen as well.
How did Paul Cummings, I'd describe Paul Cummings as angular.
That's being kind, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the bodywork's been the most impressive thing we've seen from Lee Whelan tonight. Changed the angles well and been pretty accurate with the, especially the right, I think, to the body.
He has, yeah. And another thing is, he's got that body work off at a time when Paul Cummings has stopped him from getting body shots off, if that makes sense.
just tried a big left up there, Cummings. Probably one of the very few times he's actually opened up.
I think Lee would have wanted him to open up so that he could have got his own work off.
One of bodywork's been the most impressive, but something else Lee's done well tonight. He's not got bored, has he? You know, he's kept trying things. He's not just fallen into the routine of trying the same thing over and over. You know, he's made it interesting. He's made it decent to watch.
And I said earlier on as well, John, that he's because obviously Paul's tucked up and they're allowed him to get much off. He's done well in not getting frustrated.
Effortlessly just glided away to the left there, just underneath. Nice slick defence as well, good head movement. And again, Courtney Chadwick impressed in the first fight. I think Lee Whelan's looked pretty good in this fight as well. Plenty of promise.
Up next, Brian Phillips.
Michael Passy MC there, just watching himself and admiring himself on the Twitch stream. Don't forget to send out a link to all the videos. Just drawing to a close now, petering out. Lee Whelan well on top for every single second of this 4-rounder. And it looks like another 40-36 in the bag to me.
Yeah, another points win for Lee Whelan.
Final bell. Cummings has a big smile and looks relieved. Lee Whelan doesn't have a big smile. He'll have been a little bit frustrated, but I don't think he's got any reason to be. I thought he boxed very well in patches there. I believe Mr. Foster's going to move out of his seat after the decision's announced, and we're going to get a couple of fights. Jazza Dickens, I'm going to rechristen him the Warrior. He's going to join me on commentary
I want
for a couple of fights. I got one.
I want one.
You know, Mike Pastor's got the scores. It didn't take long to add that up. I think it's going to be a pretty routine 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of super welterweight action, referee Jamie Kirkpatrick has adjudged this particular contest 40 points to 36 points for your winner. Hailing from Liverpool, Lee Whelan. And your appreciation, please, for Warminster's Paul Cummings.
As predicted, Elliot's leaving us. He'll be back later on for a couple of fights, no doubt. And jumping into his seat.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.